Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I got a piece of game board circle, I got a dinosaur, I got a rubber bat. Though I think rubber would not have been the best choice for texture if I had a choice, but my other bats just didn't have the kind of wings I wanted. And what I want to do is I want to build a Wyvern. I built one before. Let me get something to use for a base here to glue this to. Get a knife. We'll chop this off. We will quickly remove this. Just like that. Let me get something else to do some cutting with. I got some pieces here. So what I want to do is I want to get these arms off the best I can. So I'm just going to kind of slowly wiggle that back and forth and remove those. Okay. And I'm just going to, whoops, didn't mean to take part of your face there. I'm just going to carve that muscle away slowly. I'm just going to get a file. I'm going to get a lighter. And I'm going to use a piece of metal. Kind of rough that up while it's warm. I'm going to reconstitute a little bit of texture, that's all. And you can put as much effort into that part as you want. I'm not super worried about it, truth be told. Something like that. Okay, so let's work on our base. To get our base going here, I'm gonna get some hot glues. I'm gonna stick this right down on there like that. Let it cool for a minute. While I'm doing that, let's get scissors and steal these wings. And I want these to kind of come in like that. Okay. Gonna sit on there like that. Okay, so this should be kind of cool. I'm gonna get some super glue. And a toothpick. And I'm going to set him kind of off center to the front, just like that. All right, he should be on there pretty sturdily. Sturdily, that's a technical term. Hot air gun, blow away the excess dust. And I'm just going to get a toothbrush and hit it again real quick. Okay. Now I want him to bend a little bit forward in his pose like that. So to do that, I'm just going to heat his legs up a little bit. Kind of bend them down and let those cool. Okay. Let's dry fit those wings on. I'm just going to get a tiny dab of glue to get it started where I want them to kind of sit. Okay. Get that off there. Then we want to sturdy him up. So I'm going to get some super glue and a disposable paintbrush and a piece of plastic or cardboard or something. Here's a piece of something that a Hulk came on. We're going to use that. Okay. Paint that in there. Make sure we get it in the gaps real good. Oh, see, that came right the hell off, just like I didn't want it to. Okay. Okay. Then once you kind of get those how you want them, you can get a little more glue on there. Then I want to sturdy his legs up so they're not as floppy. I'm going to sprinkle some more baking soda up here just to make sure everything is good and dry. Our Wyvern's starting to take shape. Let's get rid of this. Burnt my hand. Okay. I'm going to air gun this off some. And I'm going to hit him with a toothbrush again. Baking soda burns a hole in my thumb. Okay, so this isn't quite as sturdy still as I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up under here. I'm going to paint the inside of his legs with a little bit of that. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more. I'm going to sturdy his legs up some. Pretty good. Okay. Let's black bomb him. Let's start painting him up. So we have our general construction done on our Wyvern. Not super happy with the wings, but you get what you pay for when it comes to minis. I'm just going to get a little bit of super glue or hot glue there to fill that gap and hope it's not noticeable. Okay. Black bomb. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Alright, a little bit of overspray on him, it'll be alright. Using the partially constructed new booth with a cardboard box blocking for painting. Okay, so you'll see some weird things, like there's a bump inside his leg there and stuff. That's just when you hurry and you rush, sometimes you make mistakes. I recruited some helpers to cut cardboard yesterday. So, let's just say they're little dooms. Let's get some white paint. Oh, good. I don't have white. So we're going to use off-white. I just dropped an entire thing full of used glue. You know, the super glued tubes I use? These? I just dropped like an entire thingy of this everywhere. Okay. So we want to make sure we have a good even kind of what color is our Wyvern going to be? I don't want to make him the standard boring brown. You get a lot of that kind of monsters that are standard boring brown. The green is just a very typical dragon color. Let's think about this for a minute. I'll just look at my colors and make a decision. I have this turquoise here, and I think that's going to be the winner. Let me get a thicker brush. Let me get some coverage. Some paint water. Thin this out. And then get a nice base coat on him in this. I assume wyverns have a cloaca. We're not going to focus on that part of the paint job. Oops. I was worried I was going to look up and we weren't going to be recording. And trust me, there have been videos ruined from that before. Okay. It's obnoxious and bright. Let's make sure we don't have anything super gooey and thick on there. Let's hit him with the hot air gun. Okay, that's fairly dry. Close enough for government work. Now we're going to come in with a lighter blue and dry brush him. This color is called Caribbean or Caribbean. I'm going to lighten that up again. I'm going to get a little bit more of that Caribbean or Caribbean. And do another hit. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to come in and do his mouth with a miniature brush and some black paint. And I just want to make sure I get in there pretty decent. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to do his nails on his feet in that black too. I'm going to do the tips of these little bat pokers, bat pincers. I'm going to do his eyes in that white I used earlier, that off-white. I'm going to wipe some of that off my brush. Try to brush his teeth with that a little bit. I have to air dry them. Can't do the teeth. That black's still wet. I need to do some red too anyways. All right, let's get that white back. Not a lot of teeth there. Okay. Getting this pink color here. Paint this, what do we call this part? Alright, let's do the base. We're going to do the base in dark brown. And we're going to water it down. We're going to be careful not to get it on feet and stuff. On the nails. Or the toes. I know you can't probably see this super well. Remember, it's not about perfection. If it's about perfection, you'd only have 50 miniatures and it would take you a lifetime to paint them. I'm not saying to do a sloppy-ass job like this, but I fucked his feet all up, so it's going to be hard to make them look nice unless I really took my time. But the goal is to get something representative of what you want it to be on your tabletop in a reasonable amount of time to tell a story. Now, if you're doing official minis, or you're doing expensive models that you bought, yeah, I would recommend you spend a little bit of time and effort on that. But if you're throwing some rubber toys from the Dollar Tree together for a proxy, just paint this shit and move on. Don't try to be bougie with your Dollar Tree bullshit. Your Temu bullshit. Just paint it and go. It'll be alright. You sort of have my word on it. We're spending more time painting this base than we did the miniature, damn it. Did I get brown paint on his tail somewhere? I hope not. Okay. I think we're in the ballpark. Get that base dried up. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get a piece of cardboard and a little bit of red paint. You can use a speed paint for this if you want. Or you can use red paint and some speed paint medium, or really whatever combo of anything you want to use. I'm going to get some water. And I'm going to thin this out. I'm going to get a lot of that out of my brush. I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to drag that in there into my pink. Just like that. I'm going to get that same reddish color. I'm going to walk it around inside his mouth. Kind of get those teeth. Oops. Just like that. And I could come back in and touch that up, but I don't need to. Now with that same red, but where I didn't add water yet, I'm going to get a tiny brush. I'm going to make them kind of looking down. Like that. I got a little bit on him. And I can't seem to get it. So I'm just going to rub it in and give him like a weird mark there. Alright, so now that our base is remotely or mostly dry, I should say, let's get our brushes put away and finish this base up. So what we want to do is we want to get a soft brush that's not enormous. We want a lighter brown. Okay. And we want to create some variation on the base. But we don't want to get it on the model or his feet or any of that shit. Okay. Okay. We're going to hit it with the air gun. And let's come around and do some black on the base, around the edges. And like I've said before, I like to do this kind of where the smooth is, where my 3D texture didn't go. And I like to use this as like a magic barrier where fantasy begins and the real world stops. And we're almost done. Let's air dry them. And I wanted this to be done in 40 minutes. I think we're getting pretty close. I'll check in a second. Yeah, we're just at 36 minutes right now. So we'll get him done. He won't be clear coated, but he'll be done. Yeah, maybe he will be clear coated. I'll show you guys a secret about clear coating. Well, it's not a secret, but not clear enamel. Okay. He's hot. I might have over enameled him too. And don't forget, we're halfway through the summer. That means Halloween is coming. And Halloween's amazing because Halloween is the time of the year where you go buy bats and skeletons and all kind of goodies that make your tabletop more interesting. Alright, I'm getting some clear glue. And a toothpick. And I'm going to work that around in some random patterns that I think some greenery would look nice. Okay. I'm just going to do the tried and true method of shoving it on here randomly. Okay. Now that I've shoved it on there randomly, I'll grab some flock. I'll get a little bit of this. Yep. And I'll get a little bit of this. Now, I had a little issue here where this flock was a little bit too something or other. So I'm just going to blow it off. There we go. Nice little wyvern. It's blue. My wife likes blue, so she won't hate this mob. She'll be like, oh, it's blue. Oh, I dropped something. There we go. Of course I fucking did. Alright. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon. Leave a comment and all the happy crappy that makes the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.